Hey everyone, welcome back to Lingospark. Today we're listening to an English story together about a boy named Ethan who finds a mysterious train and meets mysterious people. I read the story for you and you can listen and even read along with the text. And also you see some bold words or phrases in the story which I explain the exact meaning of each at the end of this video. Now let's begin. It was almost midnight when Ethan slipped out of his house. He felt a soft and cold wind on his face, and the moon was sparkling like a silver coin lost in the sky. His parents thought he was asleep, but something had pulled him out of his bed. A strange sound, like a distant echo of a train horn. Ethan's town hadn't had night trains for years. The old station was abandoned and its windows broken. Yet, as Ethan approached, he saw a train waiting there. It wasn't like any train he had seen before. Its body shimmered with golden patterns that shifted like liquid. The windows glowed faintly as if there were candles inside. The sign above the first carriage read only one word: midnight. The doors opened with a long hiss. Ethan froze. His mind whispered, "Don't go inside." But curiosity was stronger. Against his better judgment, he stepped in. Inside, the train looked grand and alive. Velvet seats, crystal chandeliers, and paintings that blinked when you weren't looking. He felt as though the walls themselves were breathing. Passengers were scattered around, each stranger than the last. A tall man in a long coat had eyes glowing faintly like lanterns. A woman in a Victorian gown read a yellowed newspaper dated 1899. A little boy held a wooden dragon toy, its eyes shimmering red. An old man whispered to himself, clutching a pocket watch that ticked too loudly. None of them seemed surprised to see Ethan. In fact, most didn't look at him at all. The train jolted, and slowly the world outside vanished into shadows. The train stopped with a screech. A sign outside glowed, whispering forest. The doors opened, and a freezing wind swept in. Beyond, trees stretched endlessly, their branches twisting like skeletal hands. The tall man with the glowing eyes stood, nodded once, and stepped out. Immediately, the shadows swallowed him whole. Ethan thought he heard voices in the wind, like whispers calling his name. The doors closed and the train moved on. "You're not supposed to be here," said the Victorian woman suddenly. Her smile was gentle, but her eyes looked tired. "This train only comes for those who are ready to leave their world behind. Most people step in because they believe there's a reward waiting at the end, some kind of incentive. But the truth is, every choice has a price." Ethan's heart pounded. Leave my world behind? Before he could ask, the lamps flickered, and the boy's toy dragon blinked its glowing eyes. The windows filled with light. Outside, towers made of gears and still rose into the sky. Massive clocks ticked, and sparks showered like stars. When the doors opened, the boy ran out. His toy dragon grew larger and larger until it became real, wings spreading wide. Together they disappeared into the glowing city. Ethan gasped. His curiosity is stronger than his fear. The next stop revealed waves glowing silver under moonlight. The scent of salt filled the train. The Victorian woman stood. She looked at Ethan and whispered, "Remember, every choice has a price." Then she stepped into the sea. The water rose to meet her like a mother lifting her child, and she vanished beneath the waves. Ethan sat frozen. Only the old man with the pocket watch remained now. The old man leaned close. His voice was dry like paper. "This train feeds on choices, boy. Every station is a door. Once you step through, you belong to that world forever. I've been riding this train for decades, always too afraid to leave." He opened his watch. Inside was no clock face, only swirling sand, as if he held pieces of his life. "Time runs out for all of us," he muttered. Finally, the train slowed. A building light spilled through the windows. The sign above the door glowed. "The unknown." The old man shook his head. "This is where I get off." He stepped into the light, and his pocket watch shattered into dust. Now Ethan was alone. The lamps whispered, "Stay, stay, stay." His chest tightened. He could feel the train tugging at his soul. If he stayed, maybe he'd wake up back home. If he stepped out, maybe he'd never return. For a moment, he thought about staying on the train forever. But deep inside, he knew he wasn't ready to leave his world behind. With trembling legs, he stepped back instead of forward. The doors closed. The light faded. And suddenly, he found himself standing at the old railway station in his town, as if nothing had happened. But Ethan knew the truth. The midnight train was real, and one day, when the time was right, it might come for him again. Now, let's look at the meaning of bold words together. Sleep out, to live quietly and unnoticed, or to accidentally say something you didn't mean to. Approach, to come closer, physically or in time, or a way of dealing with something. Vanish, to disappear suddenly and completely. Incentive, a reason or motivation to do something. Reveal, to show or make something known that was hidden or secret. Decade, a period of 10 years. Today's video is finished. I hope you liked this story. If you enjoyed, don't forget to like and subscribe and share this video with your friends who are learning English. See you next time.